Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Evandro Fullin and I am an automotive engineer from Brazil. In today's episode, we're going to delve into one of the most respected truck families of the 40s, Series K and KB from International Harvester. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the nostalgic ride. Born in 1902 and listed as one of the top corporations in America in its heyday, International Harvester Corporation has had a prominent presence in the Brazilian market. With a portfolio featuring a large array of agricultural machinery, ranging from farm tractors, implements, harvesters, dozers, cream separators, refrigerators, and also a complete line of trucks ranging from pickups to heavy-duty models. With a reputation for well-built, durable, and reliable trucks, International's catalog was considered one of the widest variety of models among Western makes. By 1947, its presence in Brazil became stronger, with a local plant built in the São Paulo metro area, where trucks, tractors, and engines were assembled from imported kits. By the late 1930s, International Harvester was one of the main farm equipment and truck manufacturers in North America, with a strong presence in rural America and a monumental legacy that remains alive to these days. With the new decade just around the corner, and after the successful C and D series, which brought to light several improvements such as an all-steel cab, new engines, and for the first time, hydraulic brakes, International was about to unveil its new truck family. Around December 1940, the new Series K range of light and medium duties was introduced, featuring models number 1 through 5, followed by the heavy models in the following season. The new K1 through K5 spanned the so popular half to 2-ton capacity segment. Very well received and respected, the new Series K retained the same base cab and major components from the previous D series, but with a revised front-end style. A new grille with horizontal elements, new sealed beam headlamps embedded with the fenders, and alligator-type hood were the highlights of the well-executed design. Standard equipment included, among others, a flatback cowl and dash, front fenders, and a front bumper. Simple yet attractive, the dash included a speedometer as a centerpiece, sided by 4 standard gauges. The cab with V-type windshield was one of the most popular options. The long list also included speed governor, shock absorbers, power takeoff, and a selection of tire combinations. All trucks in this range were powered by flathead inline-6 gasoline motors. The 82 horsepower International Green Diamond 214 cubic inch was under the hood of K1 through K4, while the K5 got the bigger Green Diamond 233, good for 93 horsepower. A 3-speed floor-shifted transmission was standard up to the K3 inclusive. K4 and K5s featured a popular Warner T9, a 4-speed sliding gear non-synchro unit. A thrift option was available for all of them in the form of the small 64 horsepower Green Diamond 175 motor. Stamped steel wheels were standard up to the K3s. K4 and K5s came with the malleable iron 6-spoke type wheels. Single rear wheels were featured on K4, while the K5 had dual rears with auxiliary springs. With the available 2-speed rear axle, they became the KS4 and the KS5. Offered through 1947, the K5 was very successful, wrapping up with some 132,000 copies produced. International also supplied forward control chassis for bodybuilders, such as the K1M and the K3M. Many of them were fitted with Metro walk-in van bodies. By the way, Metro would become part of IH in 1948. Recognized for its simple yet durable and reliable design, the light and medium Series K models were well positioned in the sales ranking, usually in second or third place among the big three competitors. K1 through K5 were built in Springfield, Ohio, and Chatham, Ontario. The K6 and above were manufactured in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and also in Chatham. The K6 and heavier models retained the traditional era styling, with headlamps sitting on top of fenders and butterfly-type hood with both side openings. Mechanically speaking, the highlights were the beefier chassis, newly designed hydraulic vacuum-assisted brakes, and Westinghouse air brakes in the heavier models. The K6 and K7 power came from Blue Diamond 241 and 259 engines respectively, both inline sixes, overhead valve machines with 4 main bearing crankshaft and replaceable cylinder liners. A 4-speed tranny was standard on the K6, and the heavier K7 featured 5-speed units, either direct or overdrive. Both had a dual-speed rear axle, which translated in a KS6 and KS7 nomenclature. Although available from International's vast catalog, the cabovers were not that popular, especially in Brazil. The K8 through KR12 heavies relied on the Huskier inline-6 Red Diamond series engines from International, all of them featuring valving head design and a 7 main bearing crankshaft. Mated to a 5-speed direct or overdrive, the 361 cubic inches Red Diamond pulled the K8. The truck could be had with either single or dual reduction or dual-speed rear end. As an alternate power, the K8 also offered a 111 horsepower Red Diamond 318 engine. The K8F was a 6x4 powered by a 140 horsepower Red Diamond engine, mated to 5-speed boxes, either direct drive or overdrive. There were also available 2 or 3-speed auxiliary transmissions. International was a leading player on the 3-axle dual-drive truck market. The K8T was its tag-axle or 6x2 sibling. Moving up a notch, the K, KR, and KS10 had single or dual reduction rear ends, or a 2-speed unit fed by 5-speed transmissions, and the Red Diamond 361 engine delivering 126 horsepower. With standard air brakes, the KR11 offered Red Diamond 401 or 450 power, with 114 or 148 horsepower respectively. Transmissions could be ordered with a direct in 50 ratio and 2 reversers, or overdrive in 50 with a single reverse. The dual reduction Eaton rear axle could have single or dual speed. There was also a diesel version, the KRD11, listed with a 11-liter Cummins HB600, pumping out 150 horses. Its 6x4 variant was called the KRD11F. After the attack on Pearl Harbor and the declaration of war on Japan, the delivery of civilian trucks was limited to essential uses only. By 1943, almost the entire international manufacturing capability was devoted to the war effort, including ammunitions, tractors, a vast array of military vehicles, and of course trucks. Towards late 1945 and the end of the war, the civil deliveries were gradually returning to normal, while the well-known K-Series remained practically unchanged for the 1946 model year. With a strong demand for trucks, the year's output again reached 100,000 units with a 79,000 people workforce. Unveiled by late 1946, the KR12 line haul tractor had a 20-ton combination weight. Power was delivered by a 9.6-liter Continental gas motor working with a Fuller 5-speed and 2-speed auxiliary, the standard rear axle's dual reduction type, or 2-speed as an option. The 6x4 version, the KR12F, boasted a 45,000-pound GVW. Launched in March 1947, Series KB was basically a refined Series K and was equally well received. As with all the other makes, the first post-war years were marked by pre-war, warmed-up truck lines, International being no exception. Visually, only touch-ups would make them different from the predecessors. The new series got a revised nomenclature, including the lights KB1, KB2, and KB3, the medium-size KB5, and the heavies from KB6 through KB12. The design offered a revised grille with side extensions, a chrome top section boasting the triple diamond logo at the leading edge of the hood. Also useful model designators were added on both sides of the hood. Less visible was the reliability and durability carried over from the Series K, enhanced by the mechanical improvements added after the experience gained during the war years. Except for the added B letter prefix, the nomenclature followed the same pattern as in the previous family. A top seller, the KB5 came with the reliable Green Diamond 233 engine and competed in the popular 1.5 to 2 ton capacity segment. In 1948 alone, over 43,000 KB5 copies were built. Moving up the ladder, the KB6 was set in motion by the Blue Diamond 250 motor, married to a 4-speed tranny or an optional 5-speed. The dual-drive axles version, the KB6F, had a similar mill and a 42,000-pound GCW. Another favorite, the KB7 had a Blue Diamond 269 under the hood, along with 5-speed director or overdrive transmissions. It also offered single or dual-speed rears, hydrovac brakes, and spoke wheels with 750 by 20 tires. There were 4 wheelbases to choose from. By 1946, selected KB models were offered with diesel power, as shown in this 1948 Brazilian ad, however without providing further details on the engine types. Another important model was the KB8, with the JVW ranging from 20 to 26,000 pounds. The KB8 moved along thanks to a Red Diamond 361 motor mated to a 5-speed transmissions, either direct or overdrive as usual. There were also 3 rear axle options ranging from single or dual reduction or 2-speed. With the same 361 mill, the KB8F was one of the best-seller 6x4 models in the lineup. Its buggy by Hendrickson handled most of its GVW that could reach 35,100 pounds. Direct or overdrive 5-speed trannies and a power divider completed its powertrain. Featuring a 401 cubic inch Red Diamond engine, the KB10 could pull up to 50,000 combined pounds with 2 choices of 5-speed boxes and 3 rear axle options. Moving up another notch, the KB11 and its variants relied on the Red Diamond 450 for power. For the KBR11, the catalog offered dual reduction or 2-speed axles and also 2 5-speed transmission choices. Its 6x4 brother, the KB11F, a giant back then, could handle up to 78,000 pound GCW. With air brakes and the biggest gasoline engine in the lineup, the KBR12 was tailored for the line haul long distance tractor service. 5-speed gearboxes, dual reduction or 2-speed axles were available, as well as an optional 3-speed auxiliary. Introduced for the 1947 season, the KBR14 had the same 9.6-liter Continental motor, 5-speed transmission with an auxiliary, single or dual reduction axles, and was aimed at the heavy off-highway vocational service. The heaviest KB series model was the KBR14F, a 6x4. As an option, a Cummins HB600 or HRB600 diesels could be ordered. The KBR12 and 14 had a flatter grille and bumper, with a wilder and simpler design fenders to accommodate heavier front axles. By October 1947, the KB series was replaced by the all-new L series, which will also be featured here in a future episode. It's also worth mentioning that starting in 1947, the Soviet Union produced the ZIS 150 based on the international K7 Success in the war years. With different names, the truck was also built in Romania and China, where it remained in production until 1986. In total, more than 2 million copies were built. So there you have it, a short summary of two of the most recognized and respected truck families of the 40s, a genuine triple diamond, or binder if you will. Hope you enjoyed this content. If so, please comment and consider subscribing to the channel as I plan to release more English language content to our playlists. Have a great day and keep on trucking!